G'day everyone, it's me, the Law Boss, back for... Why am I saying back? God almighty. I'm here for my first video on the Law Boss channel, where we talk about all the juicy 40k lore. And this lore has zero bias to the orcs. Zero bias, like there's no bias at all. No bias. No. So, on saying that, our first video will be covering the origins of our big huggable green boys, the orcs. Yeah, you thought it'd be the salamanders, didn't you, you cheeky buggers? So in this video we're going to talk about where the orcs came from, where these mysterious creatures come from, because back when I started I had no clue where they came from at all. And also just take a look at some of the events that they've been involved in the 41st millennium. And other millenniums, like the 32nd and shenanigans like that, and the Horus Heresy. Just what they've been up to, really. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Right, so, back in the Milky Way's infancy, there were two races. We'll start with the first race, the old ones. Now, the old ones are responsible for creating quite a bit of life in the galaxy. They were responsible for creating the Eldar, the Jokera, and the Krork. We'll get to the Krork soon, don't worry, don't rush me. So, these guys were very big brain toad things, as you can see on the screen. And they found the secret to immortality. Now, they made a bunch of races because they saw it as their duty as like these godlike creatures to, put life into the galaxy. But, I don't know if that was really their duty, but they say so. I'm not really going to get an entanglement with one of these guys. So they created these races, and, the Eldar and Krork didn't really come till later during the War in Heaven. So, speaking of the War in Heaven, we have the other race that was in the galaxy, the Necrontyr, which were which are now known as the present-day Necrons. So the Necrontyr were a group, or a race, of sunburnt sad sacks. They didn't live past the age of like 43, which is a bummer because they literally had no ozone layer and just did not have any knowledge of sunscreen, so that's not really going to end well, is it? So they encountered the old ones during, their time of civil war. They were fighting amongst each other all the bloody time, and they wanted immortality, and the old ones were like, nah, bugger off, mate, get your own immortality. So the Necrons weren't having a bar of that. So the Silent King decided, let's have a fight with these bloody buggers. And the first time, they got completely decimated, like you can bloody assume. But the second time, when they met the Catan, these are cheeky buggers we'll talk about in another video, they promised immortality, and they got turned into the Necrons, which, isn't really up there on the good things in 40k. But then there was a huge war between the old ones and the Necrons. It got so bad that the old ones actually created two key races, the Eldar and the Krork, which were the old orcs. They were bigger, stronger, better in every way compared to the orcs. So yeah, the War in Heaven ended with the old ones going extinct, the Catan getting shattered like me with a beer bottle in a fit of rage. The Krork started to devolve into the orcs, the present day orcs. This didn't help. They were always infighting because they were bred for literally war, and that was it. That was literally their sole purpose, as well as the Eldar kind of crushing them and becoming the dominant race in the 40k galaxy. So yeah, that's just a bit about the origin of the orc race as a whole. Right, so some of the events these buggers have been involved in, these lovable green boys, is the first one that humans really have the big encounter with the orcs was the Ulanor Crusade, where Horus became War Master. We'll get into it. That'll be a more in-depth video. This is just kind of a brief overview of the topic. So, they only needed 100,000 guardsmen, 80,000 marines. That's less than World War I soldiers. Like, that was just probably G-dubs bad for math, but, come on. Just, say maybe, I don't know, fucking a million, it needed at least, it needed all of the legions of the Horus heresy to put it down. I'm getting a bit over the top there. But yeah, it's, the end of the battle was when Horus bopped the orc warlord on the head because he just wasn't having a bar of the shenanigans he was up to. That kind of made the orcs bugger off for the majority of the heresy in the 30th millennium, but they would come back in the 32nd millennium. Right, so in the 32nd millennium, what went down? I don't even know if we can class as canon anymore, because that was some odd times. Oh goodness, they were odd times, alright. Anyway, this was the War of the Beast, where humanity was like, oh, thank Jesus, we can finally get a break from getting our cheeks clapped by our enemy. But then the orcs are like, no, we can't be having you not getting your cheeks clapped. So, the Beast, as he was called, I don't know if this is him on screen or not, and his Prime Orc lieutenants launched the biggest second... I don't even know what size wire it was. Bloody big. Like, there were Death Stars. Orc Death Stars just zoom, zoom, zoom flying around. It was kind of cool. But yeah, that was literally the War of the Beast. Like, it was essentially the entire Imperial Fist just got wiped out just like that, which is kind of funny. Not really. I'm an Imperial Fist fan. I take back my statement. Forgive me, Dawn. But yeah, what essentially happened is the orcs threatened terror itself with one of their attack moons. The orcs were sending diplomats. The orcs were sending all sorts of shenanigans. It's actually kind of cool, actually. It was probably the most unified I've actually seen the orcs. I wish we saw this side more. Gazgul, yeah, but he's not as big brain as the Beast. Yeah, he's united a ton of orcs, but he did just rip doom guying everything. It's just really? This is probably where I saw the most orc character development, in my opinion. But it ended with the humans reflecting the wire energy and blowing up the Beast's head, as well as Vulcan suicide bombing one of the Prime Orc lieutenants as well. That was not my favourite moment, to be completely honest. So yeah, the War of the Beast was just a huge cluster frick, I can't say the other word, which didn't end well for either side, if we're being completely honest. Right, the next and final event we're talking about that the orcs have caused is the Third War for Armageddon. Now, most people have heard for the Third War from Armageddon. I bet your grandma has, I bet your cat has, and I bet your future son has. He's not even born yet and he's bloody heard of it. It was essentially where the orcs invaded Armageddon after Gazgul tried and failed to take the planet. He failed again. He didn't fail. What am I talking about? He just got bored because the humans weren't putting up a good enough fight. No bias. So what happened is there was just a lot of fighting. There was guerrilla tactics. There was literal trench warfare. Just any type of warfare that happened. Titans bloody kicking each other. Huge, space battles. Dog fights. It was so cool. Probably one of my favourite battles. But what I find weird is the Imperium, they're like, yes, we will name one of our key planets Armageddon. That literally means the end of the world. Why would you name a planet that's so cool, the end of the world? You're literally asking for it to get its cheeks clapped by everyone. The first war for Armageddon was literally the planet's cheeks getting clapped by demons and Angron. But, I don't really like Angron. So yeah, that's essentially just a huge clusterfuck of all types of warfare, which was really cool to see. Once again, there wasn't much character development apart from Yarrick, who's pretty cool. We'll get onto him in another video. I'm probably seeing so many videos, oh my god. But yeah, it was just a huge clusterfuck of humans and orcs fighting all types of warfare. Right, so that's going to do it for this video, everyone. Hope you liked it, so hit that like button and subscribe, and join the subscriber club by hitting that. No, I'm honestly just like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I'm going to be real with you guys on this channel. I've got a few more videos in the pipeline, so I'm not going to ask for you guys to comment what you want to see next, but I do want to take people's comments. Next is probably going to be a Chaos video. I'm trying to not cover Imperium straight away, since there's a lot of Imperium videos out there. I'm just kind of trying to cover what there isn't much of out there. And not trying to read off the wiki. One Mind Syndicate. So, yeah, that's practically it. That's all I have to say. Also, I'll be getting guests, like there'll be quotes and stuff in this video. This was kind of just a test video, just an intro video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. We'll be getting guest voices on the channel to quote quotes and things like that. So yeah, nothing me rambling on. I hope you have a great day or evening or night, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.